How's it going, everybody? I want to get on here and talk about my interactions I've been having with the internet. I've kind of just been living an off-grid life and observing from far away what is going on with, Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, just watching. And now I've just been starting to, throw myself in some of these spaces, literally called Twitter Spaces, and a whole bunch of them in the past couple of days. And it's kind of everything's just kind of all the same, but in different degrees and doses. Like, there's always the worst of the worst people that have the most uh, followers, um, and control things and bend narratives to their liking and weed out people that disagree with them. Everything turns into a cult. I'm starting to realize. And now with technology, it's enabling these types of individuals, narcissistic individuals specifically, to wield a, an amazing amount of influence and gatekeeping for what has become the public square. And I realize why I've stayed away from all this stuff, you know, for years. Going into some of those, pretty naive of me, I guess, but going into some of the spaces and chats, I was like, maybe somebody in here is actually going to want to figure something out and have a conversation. But no, everything just still turns into echo chambers wherever you go. Turns into a few people at the top deciding how to control the rest of the people listening. Um, and I've seen it repeated so many times in so many different chats, so many different rooms. I was in a Discord server, uh, and I'm thinking Discord is different than Twitter. It's just not human nature. Like, people start to try to figure out, you know, who's the weak, who are the people that are going to give them worship, attention, and who are the people that are going to damage their image, and how do we get them out of here? You know what I mean? Very interesting how it's repeated, no matter how many different hosts or people's philosophy that they claim to have is. Now, there's a few bastions of sanity that I've found, and I would never share them with the rest of the world, but there's a few places where people actually do moderate without being a crazy person, that they're, a crazy narcissist. They're actually interested in other people, taking a role and making something good happen. There are still places where people operate in earnest, thankfully. Uh, but it's just been interesting, my first foray into me, myself, speaking with others rather than just listening, being a consumer, right? So I got out there and started to butt heads with people and talk with them and argue with them. And man, the arguments I got into and the amount of simps out there defending, women and allowing women to just tear people apart is astounding. There's not really anything different going on anywhere else. It's just a different form of it. It's just a different form. There's very, very, very few places of logic where the narcissists are dethroned and put in their place, which is out. There's very few places where logic can take root as, the most meaningful thing. In one Twitter space, I brought up a huge blind spot in people's arguments about, genetics and IQ and all this. And I said, a lot of these 23andMe tests are false. They're not even doing the test right. They're not even doing it accurately. They don't care. They're just lying to people and taking their money. And people said, oh, that's a very liberal thing for you to say, gene denial. I'm like, no. I'm coming at it from the Christian perspective of one blood, one race. Everybody's like, huh? I'm like, yeah, nowhere in the Bible does it say that anybody's a subspecies or whatever, and that's pretty much what was used to drive slavery along. And Darwinism is, really given slavery and racism a lot of sustaining power. And all these people in there debating about science and talking about genes, and they were saying that Jewish people have the highest IQ and you have to breed with Jewish people to have the highest IQ. And I'm like, that just sounds like propaganda. Who funded these studies? Did, what country? It's a country where you can't have dual citizenship. Anyway, I brought up the Darwinist thing, and everybody got mad, and some girl said, that's just a Christian, ploy to get converts, is to say one blood, one race, and act like you guys aren't racist. And I said, all the abolitionists did it because they were Christian and believed one blood, one race. They weren't trying to convert you guys. They just thought, because this girl telling me this stuff, she was black, and I said, they were trying to free you and trying to, make things better because they believed in that. They believed in the spirit. They didn't care what you looked like, the color. They cared that you were being enslaved. And man, people just roll their eyes. They hate to fucking hear that. These city people hate it when people out in the country, all these farmer people, tell them, we don't believe in enslaving anybody. That's wrong. That's always been wrong to Christians. Like, there's this idea out there that Christianity came up with a fucking idea or something. It wasn't. It was these Darwinists, man, and British people in the space were just like, oh, fish and chips and poppycock, and you're wrong. He didn't come up with racism, and I was like, okay, it didn't come up with it, but like it sure did give people a lot of justification. They hijacked it, or whatever you want to call it, man, and they used that. Okay, like, and the science supported it, and the Christianity fought against it, and that was my point. And anyway, I got kicked out of the space, and muted, kicked out, and that was right. Something else happened. A woman started arguing with me, saying, I wish I would have recorded it, but I'm not going to talk to these people again. I'm disgusted by it. It's just sick that anybody would, subscribe to these crazy ideas. And I guess that's why we're all just let's go in our separate ways. We're all segregating. They just This one girl basically was saying that farmers are slaves, and we can just pay them money and they'll do whatever we want and feed us city people. And then I was like, that's just terrible. And I was gonna retort something, but I got kicked off, and they just allowed all these women to cackle on and just say a real man goes to the gym every day and gives me his credit card, and farmers don't have any strength, because we had this argument that farmers had better functional strength than a gym rat, somebody that just takes selfies and Instagrams of himself at the gym. Like, they would totally lose in a fight to a farmer. I mean, they don't even know how to use their body. They just know how to do one thing: pump another man's steel. And so everybody got real upset. All the city people because they were all city people. I guess there's not a lot of country people trying to reach out. I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know. I haven't met very many people that I fucking liked at all. I really haven't. A lot of people were just gross. Yeah, but I guess I want to talk about it because I think I met some good people. I did. I met some good people that are nice, that have taught me some cool things. Met some cool people that are farmers that are on my side, so that's cool. And they're giving me farming tips and talking about, off-grid living. So that's really cool, and I'm very thankful for those friends that I made. But man, there's a lot of bad. There's a lot of bad out there, and I think, again, the driving force of this bad I've been experiencing is this narcissistic behavior. And I think people are waking up to it, because the cool people that I've been becoming friends with on that space, I don't see them much in there anymore. I guess people find out what it's all about. But hey, if they're still in there, maybe there's some entertainment value. But you know what I found? This is what I want to say before I forget it. It's all entertainment for people. There's nothing serious going on. Just nothing serious going on over in the new Twitter spaces. A few things, but you gotta wait so long to talk. Honestly, I don't think the Twitter spaces should be more than maybe 10 people. You get all these other people trying to talk over each other. I understand it gets crazy, but some of the places, they have debates and stuff, and it's like they already know what side they're on, and they're not interested in learning anything, is the sense that I started to get from being on there for a couple days. And then they try to embarrass you and make fun of you in front of their friends, and when they can't beat you in an argument, they like, I don't know, I'm new to Twitter, but they like ban you or something. You can't rejoin it. They block you, right? I guess that's what they do. They block you. And I thought like connection had been lost, but this happened several times. And hey, maybe it's me, man, but I just started to notice with other people, like I would be in like I would be in liberal spaces and conservative spaces, and either one, before anybody knew where I stood really, that they would kick somebody and make fun of them. They would be like, ha ha ha, what an idiot, really thinking this is true. And I was like, oh, this is a change in your character all of a sudden. So that, I don't understand. I mean, I thought everybody was I just was starting to get the impression that people were really in here trying to talk. about something in several other rooms with totally different sets of people that I started to find and follow, and you get like a little purple thing at the top where you can join a space. Um, just started going to different ones, and a lot of them seem like that. Not all of them. Thankfully, I got into some that were cool. There was this one space where people were just all talking in funny accents, and that was really fun. Um, just blow off steam or something, I guess. But yeah, narcissist gatekeepers. I'm just like finding them everywhere, and it's a serious problem, and that's why I'm over here, just kind of trying to get away from it, trying to talk about it, because that's how you get rid of that type of shit. Um, I was just in there. I was in a lot of the spaces, just kind of saying similar things, trying to get myself out there on Twitter. I really hate doing that. I've just never got a Twitter, but I was like, I'm gonna get a Twitter. It seems like the thing to do if you're gonna do this podcast stuff. I was like, yeah, farm life and living off grid and stuff, and that's pretty based. And everyone's like, no, we need to go to the gym and become ultra mega chads. And I just was like, all these dudes are simping. They're simping for like attention on the internet. They just want to like take pictures of their body. And I even said, like, and I've heard women say this. They're like, if a man is too obsessed with the gym, and his body and his muscles and other men's muscles, like, that's kind of homosexual. It's kind of gay to be obsessed with the gym constantly all the time. You shouldn't be. You should have some other interests. And then I heard several dudes in some of these spaces that claim to be chads or ultra chads. One guy said in his bio or whatever. Yeah, I had this one girlfriend, and we always went to the gym, and I gotta have that in this next girlfriend. And it's like, dude, you're single, and I bet all of you are single in here. And here a person that has a happy relationship is like telling you, like, yeah, farming, chicks like that. They don't want you to be like lifting in the gym with a bunch of people at some weird like showing off your muscles constantly all the time type of thing. And everybody, in the Twitter spaces or whatever the new culture is here on the internet, seems to be it's ultra giga chat or whatever to post Instagrams of yourself in the gym. And I just started calling this stuff out. I'm like, it's pretty gay. Real women aren't into that. They're into you being a balanced human being. Like, yeah, you gotta have money and stuff like that. But the important things is you gotta be having a sense of humor. You gotta be intelligent, and you gotta be strong too. I mean, you gotta be strong enough to lift things and do some work. And if somebody's coming at you, I suggest you carry a pistol or something, man. I mean, it's that serious. It's your family, but you need to be big and strong enough too to defend yourself, I guess, and do kung fu or whatever. But again, like, just carry a gun, man. Get a little pistol and whatever. So my point is it takes a lot to be a father, right? And all these boys in the Twitter space, I guess, have this false mentality and it was a lot. And this is over 2 days that I was experimenting in going into different spaces, and I started to see a trend that I guess I wasn't aware of this fake masculinity and this just narcissistic look at my muscles instead, and I don't need any of that other stuff, and a real woman wants this. And I was just like, look guys, I'm trying to tell you, and then I get muted, banned, kicked out. It's just like kind of strange. Just have some perfectly reasonable advice and some things to say. And what kicks it off is there's all these girls in there, and I would venture to say they're underage girls, all of them. The way that they sounded were controlling what these men were thinking by like, yeah, you need to post pictures of more pictures of you chopping wood. You need to post more pictures of you pumping iron at the gym, and we'll pay for that. I'm trying to turn them into OnlyFans or something. And then I'm like, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. These dudes are going to get, in trouble. I don't even know. And then that became apparent to me that this is just crazy what we're doing. I mean, it's kind of cool. You can talk to anybody across the planet randomly, but what's happening is these people are getting in these little knit groups, and there's these women just controlling these simp dudes, and they have these profile pictures like Chad AF or Super Chad, or or Slappy Dappy, or they got all these names, and then their bio they're like Giga Chad, and it's like, these are just fucking profile words. This means nothing. And then here you have a real man in there that trying to just give y'all some fucking advice so you won't get in like trouble and have to pay all this alimony with these fake vapid girls that you're getting involved with that are like, give me your credit card. I'm like, really? You're gonna kick me off talking about farmers are stronger than gym rats and listen to that chick and give her a co-host? That's what I mean. Like, that's the type of things going on with these men on the internet. They're not out there in the real world. I was I would go into these spaces for a couple hours, and I would go about and do some other stuff, and sometimes I get the chance to talk if the room was small enough. But some people on there in these Twitter spaces would be on there for days. Right? Days. And they would be in there taking a shower, be like, I'm in the shower. Hey, I'm eating food. Hey, I'm at work. I'm driving to the lumber yard. So these people are permanently on these Twitter spaces. I have no idea how long these things have been going on. I don't know if it's a new thing or if it's always been on there. That's how ignorant I am about Twitter and shit. But some people have been on there days. Going to work, waking up. Hey guys, I just woke up. What's going on in space? And they just play these fucking crazy mind games with people to just entertain themselves all day. And they run their own little experiments, it seems like. And I'm just telling y'all, something's going on. It's crazy, though. It's totally nuts. It's totally nuts, what's going on. And it just seems like hell. It just seems like total hell. All these different people fighting to try to talk and get some attention paid to them. And then what is Twitter even? That's the whole thing. Everybody fighting for attention. Like, what am I doing? Am I fighting for attention? No. It's probably why I don't have any views, really. And, I don't know. Thanks, Russian person, whoever you are, for watching. I appreciate it, if you're even still there. But anyway, I guess, I don't give a fuck. I'm just talking. This is for people who are looking for some just cool people. This is the only reason I'm doing this. Other people that get on here in the internet and be like, what the fuck is with all these crazy people? Where are the normal people that just want to chill and talk about cool shit? Like, something cool. I don't know, like warp drive. Something cool. They're doing warp drives now, man, and I want to go to space. It'd be so fucking cool. Get the fuck out of here. Away from all these crazy people, right? I'm kind of getting the point where I just want to deal with aliens, maybe, man. At least I can understand why I wouldn't understand aliens. But, I really don't understand a lot of these people. Maybe I'm out of touch or something, but I know there's other people out there that feel the same. I've been with nature for so long, and I'm entering into this digital space, so I'm going to say that they're crazy because um, I'm the closest to trees and waterfalls and good people that wave to you and help you out if you're broke down on the side of the road, and these people are close to murder and just debauchery, and so I'm gonna go with there's something wrong with them. And there's something right with people like us, and we all just need to start leaving those people alone. Um, I've learned pretty quick that it's just a fucking toxic graveyard of ideas. Nothing is ever going to be remembered over there. The tweets, what a strange phenomena. How very odd what people are doing over there, fighting for attention forever. Forever. YouTube seems to have, some coherence that's human. I would just scroll through this Twitter and be like, what the fuck is even happening? What is the conversation? What is, and be like, oh, this thing, oh, this is a conversation, oh, this thing, and then you don't even remember what the fuck. And then I got really mad about one tweet, right? And then so many tweets later, I forgot that I was mad about this. And I was like, oh yeah, I was mad about that. What a fucking hallucination. What a trip. I mean, this has got to be really bad for people. I was just on there for 2 fucking days. 2 fucking days. I was like, maybe this is something. No, it's insanity. It seems like a good idea. But it's a bunch of teenagers acting like they're Chads, trying to fake flex. And these girls don't even live anywhere near them. It's like a fantasy world these people in Twitter Spaces are living in. Like they all wake up together, they all go in there together, they all hang out, they all go to work, but they never see each other in person. It's like their second life. Bizarre. It is bizarre for somebody out in the woods to just enter into that, and it's got a bad taste in my mouth. It's humanity's gross. And strange enough, I've never really watched this show, but I started watching it with my girlfriend tonight. 60 Days in Jail, is that the name of it? Whatever. And everybody in the jail was acting like the people in the Twitter Spaces. And you would see all this. And the prison guards, it's like a Milgram experiment. You have prison guards, which are the moderators, and then you have the prisoners, which are the listeners, and the speakers or whatever, and you control them. and you can do Pavlovian responses on them if they want to stay. But eventually, people get bounced around so much that they have to start to follow somebody's rules and go through the narcissist gatekeeping. But I guess that's what you have to do. It's your space. But then I started to see something funny. People get kicked from a space, and then a few people would start a little space, like 2 or 3. And then eventually somebody would get so sick of that person's space that they would leave, or they would just never leave and they would stay. So it's like you can go make your own space somewhere else. It just seems fucking bonkers, man. Everybody switching from space to space, here. It just is like, and the only gain is, I don't know what. Nobody seems to truly, it seems to be just all backstabbing bullshit. You know? I again though, I haven't been on there long. But I noticed that it's just the same wherever I went. Just the same. It seemed like the same personalities. After people get enough likes and enough popularity, and then they get a following, and then it's its own cult. And then you become like a king or a queen. God, the queens are the worst. I haven't really encountered this level of female power and simps supporting, directly, and me getting chewed out by women telling me that you're only a man if you, give a chick your credit card, and you shouldn't know anything about farming and just go pump another man's steel all day. And just all the women cackling and agreeing and crazy and cat shit. Wow. And all those dudes thinking they're gonna get laid by these queens, these self-proclaimed queens on the internet, and they never are. They're never gonna get anything. And here I was telling them how to get real girlfriends. What you do to get real strength and real independence. And they're like, no, I'm going to stay on Twitter Space for fucking 24 hours and work and shower and poop on Twitter Space with my fake girlfriends. What an experience, though. What a weird world that we've created in Twitter. Such a fucked up place. It is like jail. It's like fucking jail, man. I can't get it out of my head. 60 days in jail, and I was just seeing the same displays of behavior, and it cannot be a coincidence. It is like a sign from God that I saw these two things. I had the 2 days experience of what I've seen in Twitter, and then I sat down and watched like half a season of 60 Days in Jail. And I'm like, my fucking God. Great googly moogly. This is the exact same fucking thing, man. This is the same fucking thing, man. The way people are acting. You should watch it. Maybe everybody already has, but go watch 60 Days in Jail and then go visit a Twitter Space. Fucking tell me it's not the same thing. And, a lot of Discords for that matter. For real. It's just, even at the top, all the politicians, super narcissists. Got this image they gotta keep. Gotta get rid of all the people, all the naysayers. Right? all the way down. I don't know why people give them so much power, and then all the people trying to tell them the truth and whatever, they're just like, that dude's a fag, don't listen to him. Let's listen to this dude that calls himself a Giga Chad instead. He can save us. And then they all got like these fake pictures of, I don't know if you've seen the meme. It's with so many of them. Would have like a picture of this Greek guy with with some eyes or something, and everybody's like, I'm a Giga Chat. I'm like, it's crazy. No, you're not, man. Probably never will be, because you don't know how to grow your own food. And you think it's funny to make fun of people that do. I mean, that's crazy. It's just hilarious to me. The level of heresy. The level of just simping, of weakness, and of fear of a real man just trying to help you out. Just trying to tell you how it is, man. I'm not trying to, like, I don't know. I guess I am trying to destroy your narcissist mask, your image. I guess I am trying to do that, and that part of you, doesn't like all that light being shed, all these points being made about how farming is more base than going to the gym. People don't want to hear that, man. They don't want to hear that. They just want you to agree with them. And people don't want to take responsibility for anything. They just want you to listen to them and listen to what gates you're allowed to go through. But a lot of people just are done with that shit. Thank God. People are not fucking having it. I'm not. Thank God. I feel bad for people that don't have a real life to go back to after they've gone through all of that hell and craziness, and people just being downright mean to you constantly. And or you gotta be in some pecking order and run with a gang on Twitter. I mean, I'm not even fucking kidding. It's just retarded. It's such LARPing, fake metaverse bullshit. And none of these people. I mean, I was on there trying to talk. I was on there just trying to have a little conversation about this or that. And here I am finding out that people live on Twitter. They literally fucking live on there. I was shook, to say the least. I did not know what to expect. I did not know that was a thing. I didn't know how bad it was. And then hearing people's voices and the way in which they simp exactly wasn't immediately apparent to me. Because it wasn't like it's a post or something that I could quickly, this is so much more natural hearing people's voices. It was so natural, and then I started to hear little red flags of things I've heard other people say. And then the full blown, when the lady's like, give me your credit card or you're not a man. And then how everybody rallied and defended her. I was like, I see what this is. You have your little army. This is like the Orion slave girl episode in Star Trek where everybody thought the Orion men were the evil one, but really the Orion women were controlling everything. And that's what's going on Twitter. There's a bunch of women controlling these groups of men, and then there's these men acting like giga chads, just like Jack Murphy did, and leading a lot of these other younger men astray. And they're listeners, thinking that this is science, telling them that Christianity is racist and Darwin is good, and it's like, no, that's not true. It's the opposite. Ban, mute. And I guess YouTube could ban me and mute me too, but I'm just here telling it like it is. Reporting the strangeness from a fresh mind, first approaching this debauchery, chaos, attention seeking. Twitter is a narcissist engine. Yeah. I just was shocked. These people are fucked up over there, man. I really did think Discord was bad. I really did, but people are on there all day and being manipulated by groups of people, groups of women, groups of simp men, gamma males, bunch of gammas over there, dude, hosting shit. And it took me a little bit to spot it all, but these people are hollow, and these Twitter spaces and things are not. They're gonna be gone. They're gonna be gone, man. These people that you think are your friends, they're gonna be gone too. It's people that don't even live anywhere near you. And they probably laugh at you behind your back about how you'll do whatever they want. You're thinking just because you've got, hundreds of people listening to you or retweeting your shit that it means something. And I guess I just needed to see it. I've known. That's why I've never been on there. I've known, but to see it and get in there and be in it, conversating, and people directly attacking you, attacking me, and then me thinking, oh, I'm gonna have a chance to, make my point. Everybody's here interested in the logos of the conversation. Wrong. Fucking ban, mute. Get the fuck out of here. Go talk to a rock. Go fuck yourself. Eat shit. Whatever you want to say. But instead, I just observed and watched and laughed as I went down the road, thinking these people can't even go down the road unless they have an internet connection. And I was thinking, I don't have an internet connection here. Thank God. None of these people can ever get here. None of these people will ever be a hassle to me. And to boot, they think, everybody where I live is retarded and stupid. And, I think that's just fine. They're never going to have the peace and love that I have. And that's fine too.